Good evening. Welcome to our public hearing December 9, 2025, concerning local laws to amend various sections of vehicle and traffic code. Mr. Williams. We're opening up or continuing the public hearing on our vehicle and traffic law 208. If someone would like to come up, say their name, address, express your thoughts or concerns regarding any of the various codes we are amending in the traffic law, please come up and do so.
Sean Palatino, and I want to know, what are the costs associated with the vault post? Is that an ongoing thing, or is it, like, how much does it cost?
That's
The vault post that's going to be installed on Elm Street, I think it is. How much does it cost?
It's not costing us anything.
Oh,
Yeah, all posts are right.
oh, so they'll probably,
So they'll generate revenue from
from people that use it. Oh, nice.
Dr. Ballard, I live at 94 Webster. When I first originally sent the request to Diana Palmer about what the city was going to do for the Balloon Festival, because when cars do park on both sides of our street, there's no way an emergency vehicle can get down. Did not expect this ever to happen, to go this far. What they did after the Balloon Festival was wonderful. They temporarily put up no parking, which is fine, but to do this permanently for us is terrible. We have to have access to our front, able to park, and not everybody has big enough driveways. We have company over where they're going to park. They're not going to park on Bay. They're not going to park on Fort Amherst and walk all the way around. So I think it's a disservice to us to change that at this point. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other?
James Murphy. Just to piggyback on that quick, when we were here in front of the county council sometime back about the proposed changes to Webster, we were pretty unanimous on the street that we didn't want parking taken away. We understand currently that there are some areas that are parking and some that won't. We think a compromise would be, and we talked about this as a street, to in those places where it's narrower, to have parking only on one side of the street, preferably the side away from the cemetery, because that's what we use it. But we were adamant that that's what we're hoping for, and so it came quite a surprise when the street was narrow and parking was taken away. That's all.
Joe McNeil, 68 Webster Ave. Just want to comment on this. Do not agree with this no parking on the north side from Bay to Edison. I think it's a total injustice. The narrowing of the road was a total injustice to us. We were never informed about that. And I don't think we should have to suffer. These people at the other end, that single car driveways, what are they supposed to do? They have company. What are they supposed to do? So I'm hoping that we get some support from the people and that they'll allow parking on the north side of the street. Because as it is right now, the site of quote, Webster Avenue, we had a rose, and now we have a trail. I appreciate your votes. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comments? Diana, would you like to vote?
Gabriel Express, Notre Dame Street, Glens Falls. Just to reiterate what they're saying, I drove here this afternoon and this evening on Crandall, between, what is it, Sherman and time or so. That street is one side no parking, one side less parking. So I think the same thing can be done on Webster. Thank you.
So I wanted to just address my peers on the council. This is my ward, and so I received many letters from I received many letters from my constituents who live on Webster Ave. And so I ended up having a neighborhood meeting with the neighbors because getting back to everyone individually it seemed better to bring us all together. And I listened to their concerns. And the concerns are the way that the recommendation is written, to limit parking from the pump station to Bay Street. Nobody has a problem with that because that's not anybody's house. That's where the cemetery is. To limit parking directly across the street from Edison to Bay Street is not necessary if we're limiting it in front of the cemetery. And actually, these residents took several nights of their time to come and tell us how they felt about no parking. And so it feels like we are kind of violating their trust. We listened to them, the council chose to pass a resolution to not take away the parking, and now we have this recommendation. It doesn't seem necessary in the interest of getting public safety vehicles and other things down the street. If the parking is limited in front of the cemetery, it doesn't need to be limited directly across the street from it. So the area where that little bump out is, that's fine if you limit right in front of that, and then the area, all the way down across the cemetery. I strongly advocate for us to not take away parking from Edison to Bay on the north side of the street. And if anybody has any questions, I'm happy to answer tonight. Like I said, I've met with almost all the neighbors and we've been up and down that street. I don't see an interest in public safety and limiting both sides of that side of the street.
Guys, you know, Councilman, you know, the residents who have the board of Public Safety.
Several of them did. And I don't know if any of you want to speak to that, but
Couldn't hear.
he asked if they went to the Board of Public Safety meeting.
There's seats open, if you'd like to sit a little closer, then you can hear a little bit better, that would probably help.
I actually went to the Board of Public Safety and I did speak in my letter. Again, the question was just whether we have the events that they held at and what they did was fine, except for one area, laying out at the light of Glen and Webster. The turn in lane from Glen onto Webster, people were parking in the turn lane. So that should be blocked off. But otherwise, they were fine.
It's tough to hear.
Yeah, okay. Otherwise, it worked fine just having it done at the big events and not doing it year round. And if you do choose to have it both sides, no parking, then every street in Glens Falls needs to be looked at because there are majority of the streets smaller than ours, and it's just not fair.
So if you can imagine Webster Avenue, the cemetery is on the south side of the street. There's a large area where there are no houses. If we have no parking there, that is still a pretty good sized street. There's no reason why fire trucks are ever going to stay down the street. There's no reason to limit it on the north side as well. So that's my request, is to not have that part of it limited.
I would also just like to piggyback on what Jeff said, why don't we have a width of this measurement? I've asked us to report a couple of safety before, because we go in and say, we get park here, we get park there, we're still stopping over and going through the, and it hasn't changed, but now we have that one side of the road. Could we get some guidance of how wide a street needs to be for safety vehicles? This seems like a really easy ask.
I don't know if you can hear it, Council.
What they said was, what is that on the agenda, like, so we have the ability as the council to take the recommendation or make amendments to it, or not approve it altogether. So that's the task of the council. If they choose to do that, we can discuss that and go into our public meeting. Anybody else here for any of the other streets, like Great Avenue, where parking is going to be limited, Clayton Avenue to Wade Street? Similar situations.
This was a sense of recreational school district, right? And they tried to
I just want to read this to you. This is what you said last year. This is from the city engineer. Proposed pavement width varies from 40 feet at Glens again to 26 feet at the base again. The pavement width is 33 feet in front of my house. The resident includes a 7-foot shoulder on her side of the side of the road. No additional on-street parking restrictions are being proposed. That's from the city engineer.
Are there any other comments on this local law? Not hearing any, do I keep the public meeting open or we close it? Sorry. So we're going to close the public hearing on local law to amend the traffic code 208 and go into our regular common council meeting of December 9th, 2025, and ask our councilwoman, Mary Glens, to take us to the pledge of allegiance. Public comment period right now. Everyone has an opportunity to come address the council as a whole, not single any individual out. We have 3 minutes. Please state your name and your address. If we have anything you would like to talk to the council. Not hearing any, we'll go into our presentation from Elizabeth Little Hogan, Community Park Education Committee. Going to address us on Community Park Improvement Master Plan.
You all want to see it too.
Hello, everyone. I'm Elizabeth Little Hogan. I'm president of the Crandall Park Beautification Committee. We have another fellow member here. So we're presenting today our master plan. So way back in 2020, we started master plan workshopping we have a very talented committee with civil engineers, designers, also biologists, everyone. And we worked together and we took a public survey, we gathered input, we had about 4 years of discussion. And then we finally hired Labella and Associates to guide us in our planning. So what you're seeing today is the result of our planning, and we highlight on this diagram 13 points that we would like to address in the park. I've presented this to the Recreation Commission 2 times in draft form. I've gone to the Board of Public Safety as well. particularly with our suggestion that Crandall Place, the road in, becomes a one-way. But what I particularly wanted to talk to you about today is idea number one, which you can see the perforated white line that goes through the park from Fire Road all the way to Horicon Ave. And our plan is that it would become an accessible path, 6 foot wide, macadam, off the road, or if it's near the road, separated by a barrier. So that's what we would like to have in the park, and we'd like to start fundraising to make that happen. We have interest from Warren County. There's some groups in Warren County who are interested in donating some money. We have some money and we'll have to do some fundraising, but it seemed appropriate to get Common Council approval for the idea to install what Labella Associates has advised us is a spine through the park to easily get everyone from one side of the park to the other and make it accessible, which I think would be really exciting and a great improvement for the park. And it's nice that it goes from that really nice walkway that goes around Jerome and then Fire Road. It connects right to that and goes right by the playground, which I think would be great for people right into the park. So that's our big one. And then there's several other things here, but I don't know what the council is interested in. Do you want details on all 13 ideas, or?
So what are your plans? So is this just for 2026? Is this the only one? Or are there other parts?
Well, some of them have already started. For instance, item number 7, which is the memorial tree planting area, reserving that area. We already have started that, and we had a memorial tree for Dennis Phillips this year, which was a very nice ceremony, a nice way. A sugar maple was planted. And then we've also got the high density buffer around the park. You know, Warren County Water and Soil Conservation District has been working very hard to help with the runoff into the pond and to improve the pond, and that's, so item number 9, or item number 10 is part of that. So many of these items go along with the path in general. But we need to raise money for it. But in order to raise money, it seemed appropriate that the council approve it.
So you're
That's my
also,
idea.
as far as the path, you're looking at number 9, starting with Bridge to Wetland.
Correct. Yeah. And the idea there is, what do they call Mike again? Helical piles, which is a less invasive way to go through wetlands. Our civil engineer had recommended that. So I have met with, I've walked the whole path with Tom Gerard before, he looked at it. I walked it with Pat O'Connor from O'Connor Construction. He gave us an estimate to have the whole path, including the bridge, was around $180,000. The bridge was $56,000 for a 50-foot bridge. We don't know how it'll all, 56. That was one estimate. We were just trying to get some ballpark figures.
Well, I appreciate all the work you did to collect data from people that are interested with this. And this fits in with what the city's been trying to do with students, ADA accessibility. So, in that sense, it fits right into our goals as well.
And hopefully that we align with some grant opportunities too. So, yes?
Will the spine path of the lake?
There's no plan for that, no.
There's had a number of people who complain about getting out after the fire and,
We'll hand out flashlights next year. No, there's no plans for lighting.
Do we need any approvals or anything regarding putting a bridge over that line?
I think the Army Corps of Engineers has to be involved with, we're not to that stage, but Tom Jarrett has told us that it would not be that cumbersome a process, and we already have, folks from Warren County Soil and Water Conservation District on board as well. That's a really, talk about a narrow road, that little, when you go between the two ponds there, especially after the fireworks. This would very much improve the safety of Glens Falls by having a bridge there.
Are you looking at macadam, so there isn't a lot of runoff or straight or.
What we talked to O'Connor Construction about was we did not talk about porous macadam. What we talked about was adjusting the runoff. So for instance, if you look at item number 6, Pat O'Connor was suggesting that we regrade part of the hill to avoid the runoff. And that's really what Warren County Soil and Water has been working on for the pond, is adjusting our grading. And I'm sure you've seen the improvements they've made. So we would continue that work in this. But apparently, there's so much sand in Crandall Park, I think it would be filled up and hard to maintain if it was porous. I spoke with him because he helped me get Harry Thurston out to walk it with me a few times to confirm the length. But the engineer, no, he is not. He was at the public safety meeting, I think. I think he's seen some of the preliminary plans. We've had plans going around for about a year now. But we did not consult him specifically on this, no. I guess in particular, I'm concerned about the spine, the walkway. The committee would like to start fundraising for that, and I don't want to get money in from people and then find out the council says, no, we don't want any more hard surfaces in the park. We want to keep it all sand. I think I'd like to know that you're all on board for this plan. But we have nothing specific, it's the chicken and the egg, which do you get first? Item number 2 calls for some of those white pines that are at the. So item number 2 is when you come in off Fire Road and you want to get as close as you can to the field house. So you take that little road up there and then you're around the corner. There are 3 dead white pines right at that corner. And that's where, we already have a gravel walkway that we put in from Fire Road to that section when we did the initial improvements over at the courts. And that was interesting because that shows that hard-packed gravel is really not accessible after a few years. And it barely was in the beginning, but it'd be very hard to get anyone in a wheelchair over that surface. But in any event, that is a very narrow section where we put in your packets. I think you guys got a picture of the guardrails too. We would have to put a guardrail there to separate driving from walking, and to make that better, it seemed we'd have to have some trees come down. I mean, they're going to come down anyways at some point because they ripped it. No. I mean, not that we know of right now. And the nice thing is, Crandall Park is 71% white pine, so taking down 3 white pines should not affect our diversity of species.
Does anybody else have any questions?
You're welcome.
All right. Moving on to the committee reports. We got it. Councilman Lab. All right, next up is our consent agenda. We have 5 items on that agenda. Are there any questions, comments, or concerns? So the majority of that was to Peter Lucy Brothers, pay for sidewalk repairs and replacements along Maple Street, for $79,440.10. This is in our council packets. It's also Peter Lucy Brothers as well, pay for sidewalk repairs and replacements again along Maple Street for $50,000. Lead-based paint testing and assessment for $610. Associates, consultants for project deliveries for an approved vacant rental program case. It was after our meeting with the controller's office. It was after, so, and then there was one person, again, for a vacant rental program. It would be really helpful to have Any other comments or questions or concerns? All right, hearing none. Resolution to approve the 11/25/2025 special meeting, regular common council meeting minutes, approval of the controller meeting payment, cash payments, approval of community development annual payments in the amount of $132,505, and approval of October 2025 city clerk's office and DEP reports, and approval of the warrants. That's a motion. So moved. Second? All in favor? Aye. All right, now we come to the part of our regular agenda. We have 16 resolutions from 8 different departments. Is there anyone that would like to pull any Any others? All right, let's say those to the end. First is authorize approval request of CDBG Housing Rehab Assistance Grant number 2024-302, estimated amount of $9,600. Second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Next is our police discussion, approval to transfer funds within the police department to purchase 6 body worn cameras and document sneakers in the amount of $14,648, increasing the expense line 283-120-1100 by $14,648, and increase expense line 23-120-4479 under contracted services by $14,640. Do I have a motion? Second? Second. All in favor? Aye. Approval to accept funding in the amount of $12,862.21 from North County Stop BWI, increasing revenue line A00991589 by $12,863.21, increasing expense line A23-120-1100 by $12,860.21. Do I have a motion? So moved. In a second. Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Speak clerk. Retroactively approved approachment permit number 90/2005 National Grid to excavate over existing gas lines number 4650-56 South Street with upgraded gas lines. Do I have a motion? So moved. And a second. All in favor? Aye. Retroactively approved approachment permit number 91/2025 for East Washington LLC street opening tap into the city water line new service 20 East Washington. Motion. And a second. Second. All in favor? Retroactively approved approachment permit number 92/2025 for Perfect Solution to extend a current approachment permit in front of 185 Glens Street as proposed from November 23, 2005 to November 26, 2000. Do I have a motion? Second. Thank you. All in favor? Aye. All right. Resolution retroactive approved approachment permit 93/2005 for Charles Leader to block off 4 parking spaces in front of her location on December 3rd, 2025 from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. and December 12th, 2025 from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Do I have a motion to approve? Second. All in favor? Aye. Retroactively approved approachment permit number 94/2025 for National Grid to excavate on track gas section. This is number 33-35 Arlen. Install new gas services December 1st, 2025, December 15th, 2025. With excavation being back in the spring of 2026. Have a motion. Move. Second. Second. All in favor? Aye. Right, number 10 is pulled, number 11 is pulled, 12 is pulled. Request to approve an agreement between the Employees Assistance Program of North County, Washington, Sarasota County, Inc., and the City of Glens Falls for professional services with regard to EAP contract for the last 6 years beginning on 1/1/26 to 1/12/21. Motion to approve. So moved. And second.
I apologize. I should have pulled this for discussion.
Okay. There you go. Resolution to approve the health insurance options for Approval of the third installment for health insurance stipends for fiscal year 2025. Dispersal for city employees who choose not to enroll in the city health insurance program. They're defined as CSA, National Association of Firefighters. Do I have a motion? Second? All in favor? All right. Resolution to approve the creation of a full-time human resource specialist position subject to civil service class approval of job qualifications and starting salary of $54,948.54. That's a motion to approve. So moved. And a second. Second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Next on our agenda is approval to move funds into the dumping process for payments for ongoing 2025 costs. Other contracted and street. Decrease A 11490 for personal services at $11,000. Decrease A 11490 for 479 other contracted services by $7,000 and increase A 7170 for 479 street cleaning and other contracted services by $4,000. Motion to approve. Second? Second. All in favor? Aye. All right. Let's go back to approval of proposed local law, Act 2025 regarding changes to the vehicle traffic law 208-58, 208-62, 208-61, 208-70, and to create a new vehicle traffic law 2008-76, location of charges. All right. Would you like to amend that resolution?
I would like to amend it. I was looking at the language of the resolution, and the way it's written, it's not really an action. It's saying what the board of health safety recommended. So I guess what I would like to do is delete the north side of Webster Avenue to Bay from that language, and then we can approve the rest of it, which is the south side of Webster from Bay Street along Bay Street. Remove the north side of Webster. Edison to Bay.
So it's right
Just that one part of item number
1. So roll call.
Because it's on the city street, all charging stations are in parking lots.
We have
This is from the Board of Public Safety Bureau recommendation. Is there a way you can designate two spots as
So if a regular car parks there and someone wants to charge, they can't charge. They're not making any charges. So if I pull into an EV charging spot, there's nothing to say, they can't, police can't take me from me. All right, we have a motion, we have a second, roll call. Yes.
closely that one to others, like the old members. So like in education department, it's that also. So we don't know why we need to
Says it hasn't been updated in 20 years.
it still seems like it's not. Like I don't think that is out of like unreasonable to go to the
Well, we can table this and we can ask for ways to, I don't have anything from our emergency agent. So we can ask her to clarify that for us. Should you propose to table that?
I just want to mention, I did ask Carrie about this, and she said she didn't review what other communities do, but it's not, we don't have that information in our package, so I think it's reasonable to table it so we can get it.
So that's what we very second.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye. So, let's table area business support information. Then number 13,
Yes, so we have had a different meeting provider, Michelle Stearns, for a long time, and she had sent an email that I was talking about saying, I submitted my proposal, please let me know your intention. And the response was, we're going out to bid, and we'll be reviewing, the council will be reviewing, the various options. And so in this packet, we have who we awarded it to, but I have no idea why or what the other options were. So just in this sense of fairness, I would like to see that information.
so are you proposing to table that?
Yes, please.
I need a second on that. Wait to get those other controls that have to be proposals. Okay, all in favor? Okay. Got everything there. Agenda, old business.
so I think the DPW and contractor for keeping the streets nice and clear. That's good sense.
Councilman Lapp. Councilwoman Good. United. New business, Councilman Diane. Councilman Business.
I just want to remind everybody to shop locally for Christmas this year. Thursday night, the collaborative is putting on their annual ladies' night downtown Coast Falls. It's a big night for our local businesses. They all sing, they see it, the traffic. They're going to run specials.
People clearing their sidewalks. People clearing their sidewalks. Oh, I'm sorry, Don Duval, 94 Webster. There's people who are not clearing their sidewalk and haven't for years. I did send in a report to the city on their website. I haven't heard anything back. Just didn't know what the process of having notifying the homeowner to do that.
So, I mean, obviously we have regular process in place, it's a warning violation, but, you know, to enforce that, you have to go to court, and by the time that's all accomplished, it could have, you know, snowstorm could have been a long time ago. So a couple years ago, the council approved a new local law that if there are situations like that where there's repeat offenders or people who just leave it for a long time, the city can hire a contractor to shovel for them, and then they send them a bill, and if they don't pay it, it gets added to their tax bill. We just had a meeting a few weeks ago to discuss it, and the issue is that we put out a bid to get a contractor, and nobody bid on it. So we have to rebid it, but that is something that we're working on.
Okay, thank you.
Sean Palladino of 32 Peter Pan, but I have a question on what is the point of retroactively approving encroachment permits if it already happened?
The council is responsible for city properties, which includes the sidewalks and streets. So sometimes we retroactively approve them because projects are going on or happening. So it's a core program thing, but we still have to do it. If there's time, we can approve it within the year.
Or allows the mayor to do something to
Okay,
usually for emergency situations.
makes sense. Thanks.
Any other public comments? Not.